Mechanical ventilation. It is a treatment to help a person breathe when they find it difficult or are unable to breathe on their own. A mechanical ventilator pushes airflow into the patient's lungs to help them breathe. Ventilator settings: ventilator mode, respiratory mode, tidal volume, inspiratory flow, inspiration and expiration ratio, PEEP, FiO2, inspiratory trigger, flow pattern and rise time. Standard modes: volume control, pressure control, inverse ratio ventilation, pressure support and CPAP. Indications for mechanical ventilation: to support acute ventilatory failure, to reverse life-threatening hypoxemia, to decrease the work of breathing. Causes of acute ventilatory failure: respiratory center depression, decreased conscious level, intracerebral events, sedative or opioid drugs, mechanical disruption, flail chest, that means multiple rib fractures resulting in a free segment of chest wall, diaphragmatic trauma, pleural effusion, pneumothorax. Neuromuscular disorders such as acute polyneuropathy, myasthenia gravis, spinal cord trauma or pathology, Guillain-Barré syndrome, critical illness, reduced alveolar ventilation, airway obstruction like foreign body, bronchoconstriction, inflammation, tumor, atelectasis, pneumonia, pulmonary edema, obesity, fibrotic lung disease. Pulmonary vascular disruption, pulmonary embolus, acute respiratory distress syndrome, cardiac failure. Causes of hypoxemia: mismatched pulmonary embolus, obstruction of the pulmonary microcirculation, ARDS, shunt pulmonary edema, pneumonia, atelectasis, consolidation, diffusion limitation like pulmonary fibrosis, ARDS, pulmonary edema. Causes of increased work of breathing: the reasons are airway obstruction, reduced respiratory compliance, high carbon dioxide production due to burns, sepsis or overfeeding and obesity. These are the reasons to increase work of breathing. Next is, what are the different types of mechanical ventilation? First one is positive pressure ventilation, that means pushes the air into the lungs. Second one is negative pressure ventilation, it means sucks the air into the lungs by making the chest expand and contract. So we are going to talk about positive pressure ventilation. Positive pressure ventilators were developed in the early 1950s to treat polio patients with respiratory paralysis. These ventilators blow the air into the patient's lungs through a tube. They may be invasive or non-invasive. Invasive ventilation. Second one is tracheostomy, that means the tube is inserted through a hole made into the airway. So these are two types of endotracheal intubation and tracheostomy. Endotracheal intubation through the mouth or nose, tracheostomy into the airway. Next is non-invasive ventilation. Non-invasive mechanical ventilators comes with a mask and can be used at home. The three kinds are: first one is CPAP or continuous positive airway pressure, delivers constant and steady air pressure. Second one is auto titrating or adjustable positive airway pressure like APAP. What it is doing? Changes air pressure according to the breathing pattern. Third one is BiPAP, bilevel positive airway pressure, delivers air with different pressures for inhalation and exhalation. So CPAP, BiPAP and APAP. So modes of mechanical ventilation. First one is controlled mechanical ventilation. That means there is a set frequency of patient breath delivered as either pressure controlled with a set of inspiratory pressure or volume controlled with a set of tidal volume. That is controlled mechanical ventilation. Second one is synchronized intermittent mandatory ventilation or SIMV mode. There is a set frequency of patient breath, but this mode of ventilation allows spontaneous breath to be taken in between. Ventilator breaths are synchronized to the spontaneous breath and can be pressure controlled or volume controlled. The current trend is for pressure controlled ventilation in order to control the pressure and limited barotrauma. Volume controlled ventilation. The set tidal volume is delivered at a constant flow rate, resulting in changes to airway pressure through inspiration. The set tidal volume remains constant as lung compliance and resistance change. A high inspiratory flow rate delivers the set tidal volume more quickly. High inspiratory flow rate will also elevate the peak airway pressure. Therefore, lower inspiratory flow rate are recommended to keep the peak airway pressure as low as possible. Pressure limited volume controlled ventilation ensures that the tidal volume delivered is as close as possible to the set tidal volume for the pressure limit. This is volume controlled mechanical ventilation. Pressure controlled ventilation or PCV. Set pressures throughout the inspiratory and expiratory cycles are delivered a decelerating flow rate, resulting in a tidal volume that varies with lung compliance and resistance. Common pressure controlled mode which also allow for pressure supported spontaneous breaths include BiPAP, PCV or DOPAP. Bilevel and bivent terms and abbreviations depend on the trademark name of the specific ventilator. Next is PSV, pressure support ventilation. A set level of inspiratory pressure support or tidal volume is delivered when the patient triggers a breath. The tidal volume of each breath is dependent on lung compliance and respiratory rate. In addition, a backup rate of breath will occur if the patient does not initiate or trigger breaths at the required rate. PSV used to provide ventilator support. Next is mechanical ventilator settings. Respiratory rate, that is breath per minute. Typically, respiratory rate is 10 to 15 breath per minute, but it may be altered in order to optimize minute volume or PCO2. Tidal volume means ml per kg. Typically, this is in range 6 to 8 ml per kg. Minute volume. Typically, this is in the range of 3 to 10 liter per minute. It is derived from tidal volume and respiratory rate. Flow rate means typically this is in the range of 40 to 80 liter per minute and adjusted to ensure that tidal volume is achieved within inspiratory time. A decelerating flow pattern is always seen in pressure support mode. Next is positive and expiratory pressure, that is important. PEEP. Typically this is in range of 5 to 10 cm of water. Airway pressure. Typically plateau pressure is limited to less than 30 cm of water in order to reduce barotrauma. Pressure support or assist means typically this is the range of 5 to 20 cm of water set according to patient requirements for assistance. Inspiratory or and expiratory ratio, IE. Typically this is 1:2. Expiratory time is twice as long as inspiratory time. It may be vary with extended or inverted ratios in order to increase time for inspiration in patients with severe airflow limitation. Example, due to asthma, or to assist expiration by lengthening expiratory time and avoid trapping. Ventilator parameters and initial settings like respiratory rate 10 to 15 breaths per minute, tidal volume 6 to 8 ml per kg, positive and expiratory pressure 3 to 10 cm of water, peak airway pressure less than or equal to 35 cm of water, inspiratory and expiratory ratio is 1:2, oxygen adjusted to blood gas result like 0.4 to 0.56 FiO2. Complications of mechanical ventilation. So, first and main complication is ventilator associated pneumonia or VAP. Develops 48 hours or later after commencement of mechanical ventilation via endotracheal tube or tracheostomy. It develops as a result of colonization of lower respiratory tract and lung tissues by pathogens. Intubation compromises the integrity of the oropharynx and trachea, allowing oral and gastric secretions to enter the airways. VAP is the most frequent post-admission infection in critical care patients and significantly increases the number of mechanical ventilation days, the length of critical care stay, and the length of hospital stay overall. Patients at increased risk include those who are immunocompromised, the elderly, and those with chronic illness such as lung disease and obesity. Prevention of ventilator associated pneumonia, that is VAP. How we can prevent it? The Department of Health has established a care bundle with 6 elements for the prevention of ventilator associated pneumonia, which should be reviewed daily. First one is elevation of head of the bed. The head of the bed is elevated to 30 degree to 45 degree unless contraindicated. That is first one. Next, sedation level assessment. Unless the patient is awake and comfortable, sedation is reduced or held for assessment at least daily. That is also unless contraindicated. Next is oral hygiene. The mouth is cleaned with chlorhexidine gluconate 6th hourly. Teeth are brushed 12th hourly with standard toothpaste. Another one is peptic ulcer prophylaxis. Proper hand hygiene should do, and we should DVT prophylaxis also. Life-threatening complications of endotracheal tube or ventilator tubing like obstruction, pneumothorax, severe bronchospasm, and other complications like buildup of airway secretions, asynchrony with the mechanical ventilation like a tidal volume is too high or patient is coughing, and also ETT displacement. These are more complications occurring from endotracheal tube intubation. Next is check arterial blood gas and treat accordingly. This is interventions to overcome the complications like review sedation if an increased with or without a paralysis is indicated, low minute volume alarm sounds, audible leak, life-threatening causes like disconnection from the ventilator, asynchrony with the mechanical ventilation. So we have to check this, and we have to do some interventions like ascertain cause of low airway pressure and treat accordingly. Consider manual ventilation if patient is in respiratory distress like ambu bag, emergency re-intubation like the tube is displaced already. Check connections, check tubing's integrity, check cuff pressure, review ventilator settings, auscultate lungs for abnormal breath sounds and perform suction. Suction should do intermittently. And also withdrawal from mechanical ventilation, that is called weaning or tapering. Timing of withdrawal from mechanical ventilation, also known as weaning, it is an important consideration. People who require mechanical ventilation should have their ventilation considered for withdrawal if they are able to support their own ventilation and oxygen. Trigger means what? The trigger is what causes a breath to be delivered by a mechanical ventilator. Breaths may be triggered by a patient taking their own breath, a ventilator operator pressing a manual breath button, or by the ventilator based on the set breath rate and the mode of ventilation. So it may be reason of patient taking their own breath. So we have to pressing manual breath button. Trigger sensitivity pressure 0.5 to 20 cm of water, flow rate 2 or more liter per minute. Basic flow rate means 20 liter per minute. Time in all mandatory like mechanical ventilations. So these are the small important points about mechanical ventilation.